This is a lesson on how to write a personal counseling theory paper, a quick guide to the genre and craft of counseling theory papers. Hi, my name is Chad, and in this lesson I will teach you the genre, form, and style of this writing project as well as a few simple steps to writing one of your own. Before we discuss how to write a personal counseling theory paper, let's first make sure we understand its genre and expected features. A personal counseling theory paper is a reflective manifesto that synthesizes your informed positions on various foundations of counseling. That is, a personal counseling theory paper is like a manifesto because in it you should clearly articulate your informed opinion and perspective on the foundations of counseling, and it is a synthesis of all that you've learned, written as a creed of sorts that guides your reflection and practice. It is also a position paper that argues for the inclusion, arrangement, and importance of various subtopics for coherent counseling theory. That is, because you are constructing your own theory and making choices about what subtopics to include or exclude and where to land on the spectrum of each subtopic, then every aspect of your paper, right down to the arrangement, is an argument for why your theory is effective and best suited for your counseling purposes. A personal counseling theory paper consists of an introduction and conclusion, as well as 4 principal parts: a presuppositions section, an epistemology section, an anthropology section, and a practical ministry section. The sample generic outline on the left offers one structural plan for a 10 to 20 page personal counseling theory paper. Consider using and adapting this generic form to your particular situation according to the guidelines of your assignment or task. Now that you have a good idea of the genre of a personal counseling theory paper, let's move on to understanding the form, how to arrange your insights into a recognizable structure. The first section of a personal counseling theory paper is the introduction. To write an effective introduction for this paper, be sure to do the following. Craft a prelude that engages readers by grabbing their attention and revealing the significance of what you're writing about. Perhaps you could illustrate the need for your theory of counseling by remarking the problems, struggles, or confusions that confront practitioners or theorists in the field or in the broader contemporary cultural context. Pose a motivating research question which your thesis, reasons, and evidence answer. All good argumentative writing seeks to answer a question, at least an implicit one, if not an explicit one. Perhaps your question could be, what constitutes a proper theory of counseling? Or, what distinguishes my theory from other counseling theories? When you pose the question, you can integrate it into your introduction in the form of a rhetorical question, as an interrogative with a question mark, though you do not necessarily have to. Clarify the context of the paper by identifying the intended scope and purpose of the theory, or by locating your theory in the historical development of theories. By clarifying these things, you will help your reader better understand your thesis and understand the function of your theory. Either show how your theory fits into the historical development of counseling theories, identifying predecessors or influences, or show how your theory departs from prior norms, identifying how you intend to uniquely refine the purpose or scope of your theory. Write a thesis clearly and concisely answering your research question and voicing your overall position in contrast with other theories. Construct your thesis in a way that distinguishes it from other competing claims about the purpose and essential elements of a proper counseling theory. Instead of crafting a descriptive thesis, which basically details how you plan to approach your paper, craft an argumentative one. Include an advanced organizer, a sentence which maps out the reasons for believing your thesis or the way in which you approach counseling. In this sentence, identify the central warrants or justifications for arguing your thesis, preferably in the order you will argue them. Your advanced organizer will provide coherence for your essay, keeping you focused on the logical development of your argument. And it will help orient your readers to the structure and flow of your argument, keeping readers from getting lost in the minutiae. After the introduction, include a section on presuppositions. In the first 3 to 6 paragraphs of the body, identify the influences, assumptions, and sources that shape not only your position on these topics, but also your approach to these topics. Seek to address questions like, what is your basis for authority? What are your sources or influences? And what assumptions do you make that others do not? The focus in this section is on candidly disclosing the prior commitments and assumptions that would limit your position or approach. Limitations of this kind are not necessarily harmful. We all approach a topic with an entire web of presuppositions. However, we must work toward a healthy awareness of those presuppositions and their potential problems or advantages. After you identify your presuppositions in your topic sentences, use the remainder of each paragraph to explain the effects of those presuppositions. After you identify your unique presuppositions, include a section on epistemology, your theory of knowledge. In the next 3 to 6 paragraphs of the body, identify what you believe about human knowledge, perception, and memory. Seek to address questions like, how do humans think or gain knowledge? Can humans trust their senses? And what place does the Bible hold in epistemology? The focus in this section is on clarifying the distinctives of your theory and on distinguishing from other perspectives your beliefs and convictions about human knowledge and the human capacity to learn and develop. After you identify key aspects of your epistemology in your topic sentences, use the remainder of each paragraph to explain how your epistemology affects your approach to counseling and underlies your theory. After you identify your epistemology, include a section on anthropology, your theory of human nature and existence. In the next 3 to 6 paragraphs of the body, identify what you believe about human nature, identity, purpose, and culture. Seek to address questions like, who or what are humans? How do humans develop or interact or react? Are humans created? How are they created? What are humans existing to do or be? What is the cause of human struggles or problems? What does it mean to have a certain gender? And are humans physical and spiritual? The focus in this section is on articulating the value you attach to human existence and why. Seek to differentiate your perspective from other perspectives by defining what you believe to be the essential qualities of humanity and how you understand the ways in which humans interact, live, and die. After you identify key aspects of your anthropology in your topic sentences, use the remainder of each paragraph to explain how your anthropology affects your approach to counseling and distinguishes your theory. After you identify your anthropology, include a section on practical ministry, your everyday counseling experience. In the next 3 to 6 paragraphs of the body, identify what your practice of counseling might look like as an outgrowth of your distinct presuppositions, epistemology, and anthropology. Seek to address questions like, how would I structure my counseling? What would I value in a counseling encounter? What homework or task would I assign? How does my counseling intersect the church? What resources or remedies am I willing to use? The focus in this section is on applying the fundamental commitments that you have outlined in the previous 3 sections. Show how your unique theory gives rise to a distinctive practice, an approach unique to you. After you identify key aspects of your practical ministry in your topic sentences, use the remainder of each paragraph to explain how your theory requires the counselor to, first, conceptualize the encounter. What is going on in the exchange between a counselor and the counselee? Second, to interact with the counselee, questions, conversations, etc. Third, to assign certain kinds of homework. And fourth, to think about success or fruitfulness. What is the goal of the consultation? How does the counselor determine if the encounter has accomplished its purpose? When should the encounter end and the counselee be released? After you explain your counseling in terms of practical ministry, close the paper with a conclusion. In the final paragraph, restate your thesis in different words. Then, show how your theory solves or answers the problems or questions that have gone unsolved or unanswered for years in the field of counseling. And then, show the relevance of your theory and identify the implications of your unique formulation, noting not only how it differs from other theories, but also how it helps readers and other counselors better understand or articulate or even practice their counseling. The conclusion should not be more than 1 paragraph and should be as concise as the essential content will allow. Now that you have a good idea of the genre and form of a personal counseling theory paper, let's move on to understanding the style and formatting, how to signify you are ready to participate in the genre. Try to maintain a strong voice throughout your personal counseling theory paper. Although you may use first person to present your perspective on the topics and subtopics of your theory, use first person sparingly. Avoid recurring sentences that start with I or other personal pronouns. Vary the style of your sentences. When quoting from scholars, writers can easily lose their voice if they do not guard against losing it. Although outside sources are not required for this kind of paper, using sources may help to clarify or contrast your position. Keep these principles in mind as you integrate sources. First, do not parrot what someone else has already argued or ground the majority of your argument in the research and claims of scholars. Voice your perspective and offer your own warrants and explanations for your approach. Second, if you do quote, do not use block quotations or other extended quotations. Instead, integrate minimal content from sources only if they illuminate or improve your argument. As you write, consider using headings or subheadings to demarcate each section. These subheadings will help orient your reader to the flow or structure of your argument. Writers often prefer to use the main topics, epistemology, anthropology, etc., as the main headers, first-level headings for the paper. If the content and argument of your paragraphs are clear and the topic sentences of your paragraphs are strong, then second or third level headings are probably unnecessary for papers of this length. Remember, your theory drives your practice, so reflect not only on your position on various issues, but also on the implications your theory should have on the way you counsel and interact with others. Seek to understand why you believe what you believe so that you'll be able to articulate your perspective in a variety of circumstances and respond carefully and consistently in unexpected situations. The goal of this assignment is for you to demonstrate confidence and clarity in your own counseling theory, such that it transforms the way you counsel others. To guide you in the process of drafting a personal counseling theory, consider these 10 suggested steps. This list should be viewed as one possible approach to prompt thought and reflection in the development of your own style and approach. First, pray fervently, confessing your dependence on the Spirit and asking Him to work. Second, review other theories to figure out the features you agree with and disagree with. Recognize that these agreements and disagreements are your view. Third, write down these agreements and disagreements along with your reasons. Fourth, draft a tentative thesis statement to guide you as you draft your theory. Fifth, group these agreements and disagreements into various categories: presuppositions, epistemology, anthropology, and practical ministry. Sixth, start drafting these categories into distinct paragraphs. Seventh, put the theory on and write about how your theory shapes your approach to counseling. Write a brief introduction paragraph. Eighth, synthesize your theory with a conclusion paragraph. Ninth, edit and revise, rereading your essay on different days to ensure proper revision. 10th, thank God for His grace and pray He uses this assignment to bless you and others. I hope you have found this quick lesson helpful as you seek to write a personal counseling theory paper. For more information, check your writing manuals, visit local writing centers, or consult online writing helps. Or check out more videos at our YouTube channel. And visit Southeastern's Writing Center website, where you will find dozens of helpful links and handouts offering writing assistance for a variety of situations and audiences. Thank you.